everyone, how's it going? Danny Mulligan here, and today's a great day to go and take a mulligan. So today I was going to show you an effective way to improve your abs. So we're going to go to basics here. I get asked often how to improve that, and I always go back to the basics first, just to make sure doing that as effective as possible before moving a little more complicated stuff. And it's never a bad idea to still work with the basics. Also, if you're a beginner, you're a busy person, this is a good one where you can get some effective work in, and it's very convenient. So I wanted to show how you can really engage your core well and really focus on the muscle. I also want to show a quick trick on how, if you tend to struggle with feeling your abs through the movement of a crunch, of how to do that. So real quick, kind of the steps of how to perform the crunch. So what I like to do when starting is I like to start all sprawled out, just to stretch everything out, get everything ready, get all the joints a little bit loose, just to get ready to go. That's a personal preference that I really like, and getting my mind focused on what I'm about to do. So here we are, all sprawled out. Now the first thing I'm gonna do before I move anything is I'm going to start breathing out. This is a very important step, because what this does is obviously keeps your oxygen moving as you're working in the contraction, but also when you breathe out, your body kind of sinks in, which means your abdomen sinks in, which means it kind of tightens. And that's what you want to do when you're contracting, is you want it to tighten. So by starting with breathing out, you're already starting to pull in and tighten the abdomen area. So here we go, all sprawled out, and then breathe out. Now what you want to do is, after you start breathing out, just start raising your chest. There we go, up to where you can't anymore. So you do have a limit before you have to engage your back more and stuff. So just breathe, and just raise your chest up where you start to feel the contraction here. You should start to feel it tighten and a bit more burning. After that, the next thing you want to do after you get to here is start lifting your legs to your chest. So, see that? Start bringing it towards your chest. Let me show you from the side view. Okay, get it sprawled out. See? Just bring it to here. The last step you want to do to finish out the contraction is you comes here, finish contracting the whole way, and just squeeze your core. So sprawl out, breathe out, and then squeeze as hard as you can here. You kind of lightly tap here to really feel that contraction. Hold it for 2 seconds, and then now what's very important here is on that eccentric part. So after the contraction and you start spreading back out, you want to try to hold and keep your abs as tight as you can. So you're keeping tension on the muscle. You're keeping it under stress, so it has to keep working. Also remember, when a muscle is in its eccentric movement, that's when the muscle is actually tearing. And that's why you want to focus so much on, especially in the ab. To build strong abs, you have to work both sides and to really get that tear down, so you build some new solid muscle tissue. So again, real quick, just to see what it looks like again. Sprawl out. keeping everything tight here. What I sometimes like to do is just kind of hit here, just to keep my mind focused on the prize and to kind of keep my abs to automatically, out of instinct, react to keep contracting. So real quick, what I wanted to show is if you struggle with contracting your abs, a little trick for you. And we're going to use a little medicine ball here. So this is nice. I recommend this because it's not very heavy, but just a little bit more heavy than if you didn't have it. But it's also light, which means not only fighting resistance, you're fighting balance. And the reason this is important is, first off, especially your core. You want to build as balanced strength in your core as you possibly can. And with this is, you're contracting with this, which I'll show what that looks like, but it forces you to contract and then lower back down as balanced as you can, because if you get off balance, the ball's gonna roll off. So it forces you to maintain that balance, and also you gotta fight some resistance here. So let me kind of show you what this looks like. So what you wanna do, here I'm gonna go ahead and go right here. So as you can see here, you wanna bring your feet a little closer in than shoulder width apart. You wanna take the medicine ball, put it right on your shin. Right on your shin. And then you wanna go straight into your starting. You are doing a crunch here. All that's difference here is you have extra weight and you gotta keep this thing balanced. And out of fear of dropping that ball, your body's gonna wanna contract with balance. And at the second time, you're fighting a little bit of weight, which is gonna force your abs to automatically contract from the beginning, because it's gonna require that for you to lift your legs against that resistance. So here we go, sprawl it out. Here we go. So let's start the movement, and you just watch. See that? It's the exact same movement as the crunch. We're just keeping this balance. And this little trick forces you to hold a balance in your abs. But also, I'm fighting a little bit of weight where my core has to stay tight through this. This is exceptionally good if in the eccentric you struggle with keeping your core tight. This will help. I really strongly encourage this. This is a lifesaver for me, because starting off, I really struggle with feeling my core, especially when lengthening, because I didn't have much core muscle, but it was never challenged too. This is a good way to challenge it without putting almost too much thought into that. This helps kind of simplify things and just keep your mind on, keep the ball balanced. And crunch, keep this slow, and this will also teach you a good speed for you, like a good tempo to perform in, and because you have to keep this balance. And trust me, after doing a lot of these, you're probably not going to want to get up and get the ball, but that kind of fear in a way helps you to want to really concentrate, and that's the amount of concentration that you need every time you perform a crunch, even without, is on the amount of concentration on the abdomen. So this is what I recommend. These are incredible. Again, very convenient if you're on a busy schedule. Kind of going back to basics here, but I never ignore basics, especially with abs. There's nothing wrong with them, and you can do a lot of progress with just the basics. Keep it focused on the tension. That's key. Keep it strong. Keep it as tight as you can through the whole movement. And in my opinion, whether it's for fat loss, for health, for muscle building, if you're doing crunches and you're doing it like 3 sets of it, I recommend not doing any more than 30 seconds of rest in between each set. Keep it intense. keep the abs challenge. Your abs are really strong, so you have to challenge their in every way, including endurance too. So I hope this was helpful. Any questions on this, let me know. And remember to not only take a mulligan in the gym, but also in another aspect of your life. Have a great rest of your day.